Hello and welcome to Odyssey Motorsports TV's live coverage of the Tuesday night Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship hosted by the Kansas City Racing League. We have multi-class action at Sebring here tonight with the LMP2s and the GTEs. I'm TJ Yankee, and with me in the broadcast booth, as always, is Lesean Young-Dilworth. How are we doing tonight, Els?
I am doing good, TJ. We got a new season of KCRL. It's round one at Sebring. I am excited. I know you're excited. We've been waiting to get back, and we got some new stuff for y'all.
Yeah,
Two classes, two different cars. It's going to be fire. What you thinking, TJ?
Yeah, super excited to be back. A few weeks off, almost a full month off of the Kansas City Racing League between season 11 and now. I am doing fantastic. Super pumped for tonight's race here at Sebring. So tonight's race, it's going to be the season opener here at Sebring. Season 12, Round 1 of the Kansas City Racing League's Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. We got live race control. We got safety car deployments under certain circumstances. We have tire changes this season. That's a change from the last couple seasons of the Kansas City Racing League. 70% fuel for the GTEs, 100% fuel for the LMP2s. With that smaller fuel tank, they will most likely have to pit stop unless they fuel save like crazy. A 10% increase in power to the LMP2 and a 50 kilogram diet. We're going to call it the LMP2 quote rocket ship unquote. Add in a first class multi-class circuit like Sebring, and we are for a wild season open here down south. 50 plus drivers have jumped into the session here tonight. What do you think is going to happen here tonight, Els?
I mean, if you want to ask me, honestly, I think it's going to be a mess. But we're here at KCRL, TJ. I mean, Dakota runs this well. We had a meeting. I heard the meeting. Everything was laid out clear. We have a couple of different things to worry. I heard that the GTEs are actually going to be ignoring the green flag from iRacing, and that's going to allow the GTEs to run their own race at their own time at the start-finish line. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be too bad because Dakota knows what he's doing and he knows how to lay down the law. But TJ, we're talking about rocket ships and no ABS GTE cars. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first round of a new season, you got a bunch of new drivers that are joining in. You got new cars, a new format. There's going to be a little bit of growing pains learning the cars, GTs, while similar to the GT3s, not exactly the same. So I think it's going to be a little more chaotic than we're used to here with the KCRL. It always is the first race. Everyone's going to kind of feel each other out. You got people jumping from different classes. Before we had the Pro-Am and Am. Now you got the LMP2X, the GTE1 and GTE2. It's a lot going on for a first race. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to be exciting nonetheless. And like you said, KCRL, most of the drivers in there, definitely good racing drivers, know how to race with respect and space, so should be interesting. Sebring itself, though, I love it both as a spectator and a driver. I've done quite a few 12-hour endurance races here myself in both the LMP2 and the GT3, but I've also driven a whole bunch of other cars here, GR86s, Miatas, in league racing, and a personal best finish. And this is, you can call me Captain Slow 2.0 here, where I led from pole, but I ended up in third in the Jetta TDI Cup car. So it's a great circuit. It's one of my, that's in my former home state of Florida, and it always brings out some incredibly entertaining racing. But let's go ahead and talk about our new title sponsor for season 12, Savage Sim Racing. Savage Sim Racing is an inclusive, development-focused sim racing community built for drivers who want more than just a place on the grid. While endurance racing is a major part of what they do, Savage Sim Racing is much more than an endurance team. The community hosts casual races, driver development sessions, and weekly events like Monday Night Miatas, giving members plenty of ways to race, improve, and connect. For endurance drivers, they offer organized team support, coaching, telemetry review, setup assistance, and experienced captains to help prepare for major events. Whether you're a brand new driver, a seasoned competitor, or simply looking for a welcoming group to race with, Savage Sim Racing offers the community resources, the opportunities to help you get more out of sim racing. Check out their Discord by scanning the QR code that is now on the screen, and check out everything they have to offer. KCRL is also sponsored by Dad's Racing Services. Dad's Racing Services specializes in motorsports grade racing simulator events and sales, offering activities such as events, equipment sales, custom build, service, and all sorts of support. This could be for businesses, venues, race teams, and enthusiasts. They are also hosting a team endurance league called the Enduroverse that's going to be run by KCRL's very own rule set and live race control. So be sure to check out how to get involved with that by going to dadsracingservices.com. So, as I said earlier in the start of the broadcast, we have a live race control. So you got drive-throughs, points deduction, safety cars. They're all things that we can see happen here tonight with the Kansas City Racing League. Dakota Knapp is your chief race steward and head of race control, though his decision to start playing goaltender in beer league hockey again at the age of 30-something may be questionable. His race management skills are second to none, and he and his team will be keeping an eye on things during the race. Els will be keeping his ear to the ground for any communications from race control. A huge thanks to Dakota and his team providing this level of league management, as one of the only leagues I know that has live race control, and it's just really, really awesome, and it's pretty much in a class of its own. On to another sponsor. Odyssey Motorsport TV is brought to you by DLB Precision, a new platinum sponsor for Odyssey Motorsport TV. DLB Precision has created a reputation for top-of-the-line bespoke built computers so that you and your team can run your sim title of choice and get an edge on the competition. Whether you're running a single widescreen as a driver or triple monitors while streaming or broadcasting and talking in Discord, DLB Precision can get your PC purring like a well-tuned race motor. Head on over to dlbprecision.com and they can sort you out. The PCs are assembled and stress tested so you receive a turnkey solution. The people over at DLB Precision are sim racers themselves, so they run what they build, and they know all the ways to tune your PC to run your sim title of choice with no stutters, no crashes, and bespoke to your needs. So if you're in the market for a sim PC or an update to your current PC, check out dlbprecision.com. Now let's talk about our circuit tonight. Everyone knows Sebring. We are back. We're going to be down deep south in Sebring International Raceway. A big event there every year is the 12 Hours of Sebring. I myself have attended a few in person over a decade or so ago. It's a great track as a spectator, and it's quite the challenge as a driver. It's got a great mix of long straights, a few slow corners, and some really high-speed sweepers, and the famous bumps going into the first and final corners. It's a 3.68-mile circuit with 17 corners, and we're going to see these drivers hopping around the rough surface of Sebring. Hopefully it doesn't affect these cars too much with the dual classes. Turn 17 being the worst offender. I always have trouble keeping a consistent line through the corner, and the bumps are a big cause of that. How about you, Els? How's your time around Sebring?
TJ, Sebring has to be one of my favorite tracks. You got plenty of opportunities to pass, plenty of drafting opportunities, and it's just a great track overall. I mean, everybody loves it. I mean, you can get the GTP on there, you can get the GT3 on there, the GR. We talked about this. It's just wonderful, TJ.
Yep, I would have to agree with you. Let's take a quick look at our schedule for the Kansas City Racing League Season 12 Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. We are here tonight at Sebring. Next week, we'll be at Monza. You got VIR, Le Mans, Daytona, Interlagos, Road to Atlanta, and Spa. Huge congratulations to all our drivers tonight. We are all tied up for first place. 50-plus drivers on the grid here tonight. Every single one of them in first place. Way to go, drivers. That's absolutely awesome. But next up, we have our guided onboard lap of Sebring International Raceway in the Odyssey Motorsport LMP2 X is what we're going to call it here. Piloted by Lesean himself. The livery C right now is created by Kyle Shook from Shook Sim Racing, so be sure to check him out on Shook Sim Racing on Instagram. We're heading out of the final corner here into the start-finish straight. You can see the car bumping around. We're in the LMP2. It's bumping around into turn one. It's a high-speed corner. This car has a lot of downforce. The GTEs also have more downforce than the GT3s. Now we're into turns 2, 3. You got a left, and then you got a right. That's turn 4. This will be turn 5, which is a tight left-hander, and then it's going to be on to Big Ben, down to the hairpin. Els, take it.
Oh, this LMP2X is just flying. You actually have to brake earlier than normal. Like, check this out. Boom. Braking into the hairpin, and we're looking for a late apex. Try not to lock it up because you're flying in this thing now, and you don't have as much weight. And now we're going into 8, and then 9. And now, brake here into 10, and then into 11, right here, 12, and my nemesis, 13, tower corner, which is very difficult. You got to utilize all of the track. And TJ, why don't you take it back over?
Yep, heading into the 14, 15, 16 complex here. This car is probably pretty fun to drive through with all the downforce. The exit of turn 16 is going to be super important for both LMP2s and GT3s because you got the Ullman straight here, which is the last straight before the final corner. There's going to be drafting opportunities and diving with how wide turn 17 is. You'll see as we come up on it, it's a right-hander. It is such a wide corner, multiple lines you can take through here. We're going to see overtaking going into this corner. This is the worst offender of the bumps. Look at that car bouncing up and down out of the final corner and back onto the start-finish straight for a full lap around Sebring International Raceway in the LMP2X. Look at that. You just set your fastest lap of the session. Way to go, Els. And that is going to be a lap around Sebring International Raceway here. But we got to talk about Shook Racing real quick. Tonight's onboard lap is brought to you by Shook Sim Racing. Kyle Shook is a driver and livery maker that has a reputation for being a brand maker for sim teams and drivers alike. So if you want a new custom livery that knocks out the competition before the green flag drops, be sure to check him out at Shook Sim Racing on Instagram. Hit him up and he can make your car stand out in your league and on broadcast. So let's take a look here at what is going on with our qualifying. See a couple different people are on track. We got Anna Tafong in the LMPX going through turn 1 right now. So we got a 15-minute qualifying. He just finished his final lap. You can see the scoring tower over on the left. Jeremy Stevens ending his. Benjamin Gallant doing some more laps. So, Ellis, you got to drive this, we'll call it a modified LMP2. You mentioned with the less, reduced weight and the extra engine power, you got to brake earlier. How was it coming out of the corners? Is it any more difficult than it usually is, or is this going to be something that the KCRL drivers come to grips with pretty quickly?
The KCRL drivers are going to be fine. I'm going to tell you that right now, TJ. We already know how they drive. They know what they're doing. However, me, on the other hand, I was having trouble with the braking zones and locking up a little bit and kind of like taken aback by how early you have to brake. It's almost like a GT4 braking zone for an LMP. It's a little awkward. But then the exit of the corner is not much of a problem because you got it's just made to be fast, so it's not really that much of a problem.
Sure,
but it could be a problem because you have more power, 10% more power. So yes, TJ, it's up in the air.
All right, fair enough. So I just want something that we want to point out. I'll bring up the 50-way tie for first place up again. So your LMP2X, that's going to be the red names on the scoring tower to the left. The GTE 1 is going to be the blue names, and then the green names will be the GTE2. Most of the cars have that input, so you can see this car here. The number plate is red. You see that 269? That is going to be your kind of pointer of which class is which class. So the GTEs, obviously, it's the same iRacing classic car, but we have split it up into 2 different classes for this league. So just keep a lookout for those number boards, and that should tell you what class they're in. So we're going to see, 50 plus cars out here on the grid as the checker flag finishes up here our qualifying session. We're going to see a lot of traffic here, so it's going to be absolutely wild. But let's go ahead and take a look at our grid here tonight. So for round 1, let's go P2X. I'll bring up the overall real quick. Well, we don't want to do that. Let's go to the start here. So Starting out on pole for the season opener of season 12 of the Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship presented by KCRL. We got Drake Smith with a 144.758, Chris Becco in second place, Michael Rhodes in third place, Clayton Sanchez in fourth place, Connor Broussard in fifth place, Max Krause in sixth place, Guy Burkhart in seventh place, Luke Patrick in eighth place, and Mike Pico in ninth place. 10th place is Aiden Antofong, Edric Reyes in 11th place, Paige Doffenbaugh back this season in 12th place. And 13th place is Riley Mills, and then Jake Van Hees in 14th place. And Salvador Castro rounds out your LMPX field. Moving on to the start of the GTE1, Michael Hamilton on pole. And next up to him is... Oh, I got it on overall. Next to him is going to be David Barkley, Jeremy Stevens, and Kyle Shook, Richard Sidursky, Benjamin Gallant, Blaze Scheid, Kyle P. McDonald, Joe Harkness. Charles Keene is going to be on pole for the GTE2, but we'll continue on. We've got a new class system here. Alexander Zinzer, Nate Hallistick, Christian La Rochelle, Calvin Menez, Tristan Bernard, Alex Good, Jeremiah Sodden, Joshua Landum. We're all the way up into 36th position. We're just going to keep on going. Colton Wheat, Brian Froh, Mark Blizzard, Johnny Salata, Brad Jorgensen, AJ Hempley, Linda Barkley, Franklin Edwards, Carson Kinsel, Michael Brockhart, Kelly McQueen, Eric Barner, Isaiah Schlittenhart, and then Emil Toe. Those are your grid. We got a heck of a race here tonight. And we are starting off. We're going to jump up to Drake Smith. We got the BMW pace car here. We got a full parade lap. We'll bring up the battle boxes. We got everything set up here tonight for a heck of a race.
Now, TJ, I've never seen this pace car before. Is this new?
This has got to be new because I remember you got the Porsche, the Mustang, and the truck, if I remember, the iRacing truck. I don't remember seeing a BMW before, so that might be a new ad. I know when I logged in today, there was an update, so maybe that is a new addition to iRacing. The BMW safety car. Usually it's a Porsche for road racing events. You're right, Els.
I've actually seen in the officials that there is a testing official that you can only get safety rating for the multi-class starting that they just implemented. I don't think it's implemented in the rest of iRacing, but I think in the official, they're testing it to see if it'll work. So this could be part of the update, this BMW that just happened, and then plus the multi-class. So we're going to be seeing that at some point. It's going to be cool.
Absolutely. It should be pretty interesting. We're jumping back to the GTEs. Oh, no, that I got a couple people that are still in the wrong class here, so we'll update that. We'll jump back up to Drake Smith here while we do this parade lap. 50 plus drivers, new season. It's a lot. Jumped in the session extra early, was moving everyone around in the classes here. We got Michael Hamilton, who is in the LMP2X. Jump that back. If we see any more, I will make changes on the fly here as we are going through. Just finished going through Tower Turn here. All right, Kelly McQueen. David Barkley is actually on the pole position for the GTE1. Apologize for that. So you can see the gap in the cars on the track map, allowing the GTEs and the LMP2s to have essentially two separate starts. And as you know, El said, that is something the GTEs are going to have to wait. You said until they cross the start-finish line, or what was that again?
The quoted, what was said was the starting area. So the leader of the GTEs will be starting as if the green flag has not dropped until they're in the starting area. So they're pretty far away if you can look at the track map. We're going to expect the green flag to drop here soon, but the GTEs will be waiting until that starting area.
Okay. All right, so new separate classes for the Kansas City Racing League as the pace car dives in. Season 12 is underway. We have a green flag, and we are racing here at Sebring for the Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. We got Drake Smith leading the way right now, holding on to first place. He continues to keep the lead. Chris Beckold right behind. Oh, we got multiple incidents. Holy cow. An absolute catastrophe in turn one. Jumping back, Drake Smith was involved in that. We're going to have to take a look back at that. David Barkley takes the green flag. I hope this doesn't happen again going into turn one. Here we go into turn one. David Barkley leading the way. So far, the GTE is getting through relatively clean. Wow. Not seeing any smoke there in the back. David Barkley holding on to first place so far in the GTE class. Looks like it's all green back further. Couple off tracks, but Mike Pico now in the lead of the LMP2 car. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 meatball flags. It's Luke Patrick, Drake Smith, Chris Becko, Michael Rhodes, Guy Burkhardt, and Aiden Anatafong in the LMP2X that all are, they're all in the pits with meatballs. So we will see what happens with that. Mike Pico, Riley Mills, Max Krause leading the way in the LMP2 class. David Barkley kind of walking away a little bit there. Kyle Shook up into second place. He's an Odyssey Motorsports driver, doing well in the GTE class, GTE 1. Charles Keane immediately behind him. And a little bit further back, nose to tail, we got Joe Harkness, currently in sixth place in the GTE 1. There's a little peek behind from Alexander Zinzer, but he did not make the move. I'm going to jump back.
We got another thing back there. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not. Oh, yeah, we do. Back further. Looks like Joshua Landra had an off. We will jump back to some of these lap one incidents after everything kind of gets sorted. Mike Pico out almost 2.5 seconds. Yeah, running away. Riley Mills trying to catch up. And then Jake Van Hees in the third place. And that Drive Drainer Motorsports LMP2X. But he's got a train of cars on his tail. Clayton Santrek, Edric Reyes, Max Krause, all within a second of one another. So we got some high-flying racing here at Sebring. Now these cars should be up to temperature. The tires should be up to temperature. The brakes should be almost up to temperature. So we're going to start seeing them push immediately. So we're going to see if we can take a look now that everyone is kind of filed single file out. We're going to try to see if we can take a look at what happened going into turn one with the LMP2s. It was kind of in the back of the shot. Give me a moment. That was a chaotic start in the LMP2 class. A much cleaner start for the GTEs. Cow. All right. Scrolling through what happened here. All right, here we go. Lap one. Going into turn one. Oh, he hit the wall. So that was what happened with Drake Smith. But everything else behind, we're going to take a look at Michael Rhodes here. So coming up to turn one, Drake hits the inside wall, goes off. Oh, door closed. Chris Becko. Michael Rhodes is trying to get up the inside, and that starts a chain reaction, and that's what happened there.
Wow, I can say I'm surprised, but also not surprised. These rocket ships are gonna end up colliding probably again, but hopefully not.
Yep, hopefully not. Indeed, obviously, a lot of anticipation for this season with so many drivers on the grid. And I don't know if the nerves got the best of them or what, but multiple cars having incidents in turn one, but everyone back up and running now. So Chris Becco was our season 11 champion in the pro class. Drake Smith, two-time champion of the Kansas City Racing League. So these are drivers that are pretty exceptional, I do say so myself. So to see that happen, very interesting. David Barkley leading the GTE 1 class in that DLB Precision BMW, and he's got a massive gap, over 4 seconds back to Kyle Shook, who's in second place. And that's Charles Keane. Not 100% sure. I think Charles Keane, he might need to be in that GTE 1 class. He's currently second in right ahead, so I think I'm going to jump him over to the GTE 1 class real quick. That might clear some things up. Let's see, Charles Keane. All right, so Charles Keane now second place in the GTE 1 class. Excuse me. So I think we have all our custom classes sorted here for season 12. I said 50 plus cars. It's a lot as we see Jeremy Stevens taking a look up the inside into turn 17 on Kyle Shook. He's going to get by a Corvette battle here in the final corner, but Kyle Shook's going to try to go back up under, and now they're side by side going down the front stretch with Charles Keane up ahead. So going, go ahead guys, fight. It's my opportunity to get ahead of you. Into turn one, Shook on the outside, Stevens on the inside, still side by side. This is some solid racing here. Jeremy gets up ahead. Shook jumps in behind, and he is back. They are back racing. We're going to jump back up to our LMP2 X's here. Jake Van Hees. Yes, sir. Oh.
Go
ahead.
I just looked at the paperwork. I believe Chris, I think his name is Keane, is actually in the AM class or GTE 2 class, according to the paperwork.
Yep, that's how I had it too. He might just be flying. I think that might change. We'll see. Either way, he's having a heck of a race, even if he's second in the GT1 class. He's putting on a heck of a show out there. Back to Clayton Sanchez, trying to hunt down Jake Van Hees to get into that final podium position. Mike Pico just running away with it right now in the Go Touch Grass LMP2X here. And Riley Mills also in the Go Touch Grass car. And you got Jake Van Hees, Clayton Sanchez here going around. This is such a great track for multi-class racing. It's one of the reasons why the 12 Hours of Sebring is here. So it makes sense. And now that we have a true multi-class here for KCRL, it's pretty exciting. You can look at the track map. It is crowded. And as these LMP2s come up to the back markers of the GTE 2 class, it's going to get even crazier. We're going to jump back to Blaze Scheid here. Now, we will announce, so you see some pretty great looking liveries out there tonight. Dakota is going to be hosting a livery contest. And
wow.
he is the judge, jury, and executioner of that. He's the sole person that's choosing that. So we'll keep you up to date on how that progresses. I believe it's later in the season. So you're going to see a lot of really neat liveries here this season, in season 12, as there is some iRacing bucks on the line for the winner.
Now, TJ.
Yes, sir.
I like that idea. Dakota is coming out and putting together the league, building up the league, and I love that idea. As a livery creator myself, I can see the appreciation from the drivers to be able to show off a little bit of a different aspect of racing through creativity, thanks to Dakota. So shout out Dakota once again.
Absolutely. So with Charles Keane, his class being up in the air, the paperwork says he's in the GTE 2. He's second overall in the GTE 1, behind the leader, David Barkley. That would put Tristan Bernard here in first place in the GTE 2 class. It's Colton Wheaton up ahead of him. Even if Charles does win this race in the GTE 2 class, I have a feeling he's going to get bumped up to the GTE 1 with the way that he's driving right now. So we're going to leave him there for now, and I'll see if we can... We'll see what happens. We got a full hour race. We're about 10 minutes into this race so far. So we'll see what happens as we go. We're going to jump over to Paige Daffenbaugh, who is hot on the heels of Parker Clardy up ahead. Going through that turn 16 complex there. Now onto the Ullman straight. We'll see if Paige makes a dive into turn 17. Oh, Parker getting a little out of shape there, and turn 17. Here we go. They have caught up to the traffic. They're going to be working their way through some of these GTE back markers. Oh, goodness, 3 wide, swarming around those GTEs. Oh, this is great racing here, Ellis. We got side-by-side action. We got traffic. Oh, no.
Oh,
That's Jake Van Hees that went sideways. He was up pretty far, I think in second place at the time, or the third place at the time. So we'll see what happened with that here in a moment as these LMP2Xs are swarming their way through the field. Oh, no. Paige is going to lock up.
Oh, my.
It's a full track here, and this is the first time these LMP2Xs are going to be diving through the traffic. So some of these drivers might be the first time doing multi-class with such a closing speed between these GTEs and the LMP2Xs. So let's see what happened with Jake Van Hees real quick. He was up in third place. So we were just behind this. Oh, went up the inside. I don't know if there was contact there or not, but tried to go up the inside there and ended up losing it there. So here we go. The chaos begins as you see these LMP2s making their way through the GT traffic. It is a difficult thing to do as far as get by the car without losing much time. If you're in the slower class, it is hard to let the cars by without losing much time. And then all the while, you're still racing against someone in your own class. So we got excitement here as these guys are swarming around. Going into turn 1, Edric Reyes trying to get into that podium position. It's Clayton Sanchez. We go inside Brad Jorgensen there. Into turn 1 in the yellow BMW, you see.
Now, TJ, this is some exciting racing. I have not seen this type of racing on iRacing yet. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. We're on the back of Edric Reyes there, and that is Max Kraus behind him. Let's see how far Max closes in on the hairpin. You see the braking there. He just eases up there as they go around another car. There's a Porsche that was off track there. Oh my gosh, you can't even talk fast enough else. There's so much going on as these guys slice through the field here. But we're going to go ahead now that we are getting close to 15 minutes, about a quarter of the way through. A reminder, we do have tire changes here this season. So something that has not been a KCRL staple. We've got Riley Mills and Clayton Sanchez going side by side. This is a battle for second overall here as they cut through the traffic. They go back nose to tail.
Tell you what, TJ, they are managing this pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely incredible driving from both classes of cars, and I would say fair fighting as well. Here we go down the Ullman straight. Edric Reyes, Clayton Sanchez, Riley Mills all duking it out, trading places back and forth. Riley Mills up into second, Edric Reyes in third. We got a car off in turn 17. But it's not any of these three right now that are duking it out for that second place position right now. Whoa. On board with Max Krause, currently fourth position. The two LMP2s you see up ahead, that's third and second. Oh no, as Edric Reyes is going to go wide in turn 5, and then Max going to jump up into third here. We'll see what happens as we head down the straight toward the hairpin. He's going to dive in right before the hairpin to get in front of that GTE. Like we said, you know, we expect good racing from the Kansas City Racing drivers. This looks chaotic. I could not imagine being a driver in this field right now with 50-plus cars. And the closing speed on these LMP2s and the GTEs is just incredible. We got a 50-pound, or excuse me, not 50-pound, 50 kilogram, which is about a 100-pound diet on these LMP2s that are light as it is, and then a 10% bump in power. It's wild how fast these guys are going. These almost look like mini GTPs, Els.
That's exactly what I felt like when I was testing it out. I mean, they stick to the ground and they just fly by the GTEs like they don't even exist, man. I love it. I love it. It's a great thing to watch right now. I am blown away.
Yeah, jumping back to your GTE 1 leader, David Barkley in the DLB Precision BMW. Still got about a 2.5 second up on gap up to Charles Keane. Then you got Kyle Shook behind him. So your top three right now in the LMP2X, Mike Pico, Riley Mills, and Max Krause. But Max Krause, Edric Reyes, and Clayton Sanchez all duking it out there for that third position and second position. And then GTE 1, David Barkley, Charles Keane, Kyle Shook. We're still up in the air on Charles Keane if he's in the GTE 1 or 2. But going back down to the GTE 2, we've got Tristan Bernard leading the way as LMP2s are cutting through his portion of the track. Kevin Menzies in second place, and Carson Kinsel is third place. Oh, that was Guy Burkhart, I think, going around at the hairpin there. Actually, I think that was Salvador Castro going off the hairpin. Yep.
Man, brake bias. Brake bias. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, slowing down from that high speed down to the slowest point of the track. Might have downshifted a little too early, locked up the rears, and around he goes. Max Krause still in third, Riley Mills in second, Mike Pico up in first. That's three Go Touch Grass guys leading this LMP2X field right now as they make their way through the GTE 1 leaders here. That was Kyle Shook in third place. And they're going around, so they are now catching up to the leaders, so that would be Charles Keane and David Barkley, the GTE 1. So they have lapped the whole field of GTE cars for the first time. Jump up to Mike Pico. He's got a 3 1/4, almost 3.5 second gap to Riley Mills. So that was up over 4 a little while ago. So after the fighting stopped between second, third, fourth, and fifth, I think the guys are just hunting down Mike Pico here.
Now, TJ, quick question.
Yes, sir.
If we get a full course yellow, how does that actually work with the ordering? Does everybody just like stay where they are, or how does that work?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I imagine it would just be stay where they are. I don't think there would be any wave rounds, because this is not NASCAR or anything like that. But, oh, goodness. The two Go Touch Grass guys cutting through. Got Riley Mills, Max Krause duking it out. Max is going to take the lead up the inside going into turn 16 complex here. And onto the Allman straight, but Edric Reyes is right behind Riley Mills. So any mistake from either of these two, and Edric is going to try to capitalize on it. Yeah, Els, I think it would just be you stay in the position you are. I don't know. We're going to have to talk to Dakota about that. I'm not really sure. I didn't even think about that.
It just hit me. I was like, this could get a little confusing.
Can you actually bring up the rule book real quick? Sorry, Max Krause taking a look on Riley Mills here as we head into turn 1. Riley on the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact, but they hold it together. Now Edric Reyes, he's tossing his hat in. Woo. Really close racing from these three. None of them actually being able to get really an advantage to get away. All relatively evenly matched. And man, let me tell you, there had to be inches, if any, or millimeters, if any, between the two Go Touch Grass guys as they went around turn 1. But they hold it together. Whoa.
TJ, I'm looking at the rule book. I'm not seeing my question being answered here. I think
there is still safety car deployments, though, right?
There is. It says a full course yellow may be triggered by race control should they feel it necessary to reset the field for reasons such as but not limited to multi-vehicle incidents, roadblocks, significant damages. A full course yellow will not be triggered in the last 10 minutes of the race. Okay.
Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work out. I think they would just stay in the positions they're in. I think that's how iRacing would handle it, but I'm not entirely sure. I know in proper endurance racing that there's multiclass. They allow waiver rounds, and that would be 4 or 5 safety car laps, which you don't want to do in an hour-long race. When it's over a 24-hour period, it's not really that big of a deal, but probably not going to happen here as we're just over the 22-minute mark, not quite halfway through this hour-long session. That is another change from last season. Last few seasons, a 45-minute race. Now it is a 1 hour long. So that the number of times I saw in the Discord, oh man, if I had 1 or 2 more laps, I would have had you. From different drivers. Now they're going to have 15 extra minutes. So fuel management, tire management, that much more important. And one thing that we haven't actually taken a look at, let's see what it looks like, the track conditions. Oh my goodness, 67 degrees ambient temperature. That is chilly for Florida. A 71 degree track temperature. So these guys have all the grip in the world when it comes to the track settings here, so they got to be having a great time out there.
Oh, I imagine they are having a blast, PJ. I'm just enjoying watching and just saying what's going on. I mean, wow. I'm jealous.
Yeah. Ellis and I both used to participate in the Kansas City Race League, but now that we broadcast it, there's been a number of times. The GTE, I think that was season 10, was an all GTE class. I absolutely love the GTE, so it's bittersweet watching them have a blast on track and not being able to race it, but it's super. This has been absolutely fantastic so far. Look at this train. LMP2X is going down the front straight here as Edric Reyes still trying to get up into the podium position on Riley Mills. So head into that turn 3, 4, and 5 complex. Like I said, you can't ask for better track conditions here, especially in Florida. Well-known, Sebring gets ridiculously hot and humid, but it is nice and cool out there now. I think it is actually still, we'll bring up the weather again real quick. 73% humidity, so it is a typical Florida humidity. but still very, very cool by most Florida standards, I would say.
I mean, it's cooler than it is right now. I'm living in Florida. I'll tell you what. And I love to tell you what, TJ.
I know you do. Clayton Sanchez was trying to take a look up the inside of Colin Johnson here for the battle for 5th place. Was not able to get it done and tucks back in behind, but he is hot on his tail here. On board with Colin Johnson in 5th, with Clayton Sanchez immediately behind him in 6th there.
Now, TJ, I'm thinking about it. I can't wait to clip this. I can't wait to edit some stuff and look back at this later. This is
exciting stuff. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as coming up on the 25 and a half minutes into this session, so getting real close to the halfway point. Do you push it all the way until the fuel gets empty? Because the LMP2Xs, they have 100% fuel on board, but even a regular LMP2, I'd say it only has anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes of fuel on it, depending on how you drive. So that's going to leave, 15 or so minutes of race, 15 to 20 minutes of race left. So do you come in early and utilize it to change tires, or do you just, oh goodness, is that Page going off there? It was Carson Kintz, actually, or Carson Kintz, I think, in the background there, going off at the hairpin, as this Johnny Slana in this purple and black Porsche as the LP2s go by.
Just look at them.
Yeah, it's just like an angry swarm of bees, isn't it? They're just swarming everywhere. Clayton Sanchez did try to take advantage of getting around Johnny Solana there. And that's one of the things with traffic. The traffic can giveth and the traffic can taketh away at a moment's notice. So you can get a huge advantage just from the kind of circumstantial placement of a different class car going through a certain set of corners. And then you can be bit right back, have the opposite happen as well. So a little bit of chance, a lot of skill required to be able to do this. So here we got Luke Patrick and Joshua Jordan, 11th and 12th in the LMP2X class, right on top of one another here. Oh, I meant to go to the nose, not the gearbox. Wrong end of the car, Els. Heading through that complex. This has got to be... Oh, he's going a little wide there.
Taking the scenic route.
Now that final turn 16 there onto the Almond Straight, you'll see the white line on the back of the car, or on the side of the... Let's see if we can find someone getting ready to go through that section there. You'll see a white line on the side. That's usually where the track limits are, but there are no track limits there. Even in real life, the cars swing wide out past on the left side before the right-hander. That is turn 16. Oh, gosh. Salvador Castro holds on to it there. Got a little out of shape, but keeps it pointed in the right direction. A heck of a save. Excuse me, that was Aiden Anatafong. Salvador Castro is just up ahead of him. I'm going to jump back up to the battle for second here. So that's Chris Becco, who was on the front row during the start, was involved in that pileup in turn 1. Currently 14th in the LMP2 class, but he is working his way up the field. As I said, Chris Becco, season 11 champion in the LMP3 car, so we expect him to be able to have quite a bit of pace, as the LMP3 and the LMP2 are similar enough. But we're going to jump up. Max Krause has caught up to Mike Pico, so you got to wonder, Mike Pico, with the massive gap that he had, did he do a ton of fuel saving? that might have been something he does. There are a number of corners here. I would say going into turn 7, which is the hairpin, which is what they're heading up to. You can coast, lift, coast, and brake late to save fuel there. I would say going into turn 17, even turn 1, plenty of opportunity to save fuel around here at Sebring. Some tracks, it's easier to save fuel and not lose as much time, and other tracks, it's almost impossible to save fuel. So maybe that's what's going on with Mike Pico. He saved a ton of fuel, which means his pit stop might be, significantly shorter, which will give him an advantage.
Now, TJ,
yes,
I
sir.
got a question for you.
Yeah,
you're an engineer.
sometimes.
I don't know if iRacing accounts for this, but 10% more power means more fuel, I presume.
It should.
Does that affect the consumption, or should we see them come in soon? Is really what I'm asking.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, these hour-long races, 45-minute hour-long races, generally see people come in around the halfway point or just after. So I mean, we see some people in the GTE 1, and that's going to be Max Krause going into the lead around turn 17 on Mike Pico. Mike Pico led from turn 1. Oh, goodness, that was Brad Jorgensen, I think. Or, no, that was somebody else that was sideways along the front straight. We got our GTE cars are going into the pit, and pit exits right there at the outside of turn 1. So Max Krause into the lead of the LMP2 X class. Mike Pico, I don't know if he has some damage or something like that, or if he was just fuel saving. So we'll see what happens there as this race unfolds just past the halfway point. But yeah, Els, I would assume that the 10% boost in power will increase fuel consumption, but you got to remember, oh goodness. What was that? Nope, that's not the incident I thought it was. But you got to remember, you got 100 pounds less weight.
That is true.
So I don't know how, I don't know the form. As an engineer, I don't know all the variables to calculate how that weight savings helps, because obviously you can accelerate quicker, you can turn easier, and the less weight you carry around, it is slightly more fuel efficient. So don't know if they balance out. I would imagine the 10% increase in power is more of a fuel consumption than the 100-pound weight loss, but I don't know that for sure. So yeah, oh no! It was Clayton Sanchez. Oh, we got multiple vehicles in this. Linda Barkley, Michael Brockert, Colin Johnson all involved there. Let's see what happened. It was in the back of the... Nope, that is a different one. It was Colin Johnson here. Yeah, Colin Johnson here. Going through the S's leading up to turn 17. Oh, there was contact behind.
Oh, no.
It does happen. And you got a busy racetrack, and they were cutting through GT traffic, and you can see our pit lane. It is full of cars coming in. So we got LMP2s coming in for the pit stop. Michael Hamilton is in the LMP2X. Michael Rhodes is in. We got a ton of stuff going on here in the pit lane. Salvador Castro in. Go ahead, Els.
Now, TJ, I just want to take a quick little moment to shout out David Barkley. I'm seeing in the chat that today is actually his birthday, and he's leading the class of GTEs right now. So shout out David Barkley, the leader of DLB Precision in the BMW. Look at him running the field. Happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday, David. This will be a heck of a birthday present to take it with a win there in his DLB Precision BMW. And he's got a good 5-second gap back to Charles Keane. So kind of having the dream race. 34 minutes into the session. He's only got 25 left to make the birthday dream come true here, winning the season opener of season 12 of the Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. That'd be a heck of a little birthday thing. I'd be pretty happy with that. How about you, Els?
mean, I can't be mad at it. I mean, look at the gap that he's put on the rest of the field. He definitely deserved some cake after this race.
As we just saw, most of our, with the exception of Riley Mills and Edric Reyes, Riley Mills takes the lead, but Max Krause, Mike Pico, Paige Doffenbach, and Parker Clardy all diving into the pit lane to take their pit stop. So I think the pit windows here, Els, we're just past the halfway point. These LMP2s will fuel back up and get back out there. I'm curious to see if we jump back to the pit lane real quick. I'm not seeing any LMP2s coming off the ground, so I think they're all with the track conditions as they are. I see there's a GTE that just popped off the ground. Oh, there they go. So we got a couple drivers changing tires, but that's going to slow you down. As you pit there.
I believe this league is tires after the fuel. So it's even more time to change tires. I remember in the practice that I was in, just messing around, that was the actual rule set. So we're probably going to see some of these guys after fuel popping up to get tires.
That is a good point, Els. That's something that is a little different this season for iRacing, not for KCRL. There's multiple options that you can pick for, as previously you would get tires and fuel at the same time.
Oh, somebody off in the back there.
Yeah, I saw
GTE.
that. Let me see. I think that was AJ Hempley. Yep, and he jumps to the pit lane. Riley Mills now in the pit lane, and so is Edric Reyes. So these are your current leaders with Luke Patrick. So Paige Doffenbach had a heck of a pit stop, currently in fourth, and might inherit the lead. That's Mike Pico immediately behind.
Wow. I want to say I'm surprised, but I've seen some performance from Paige. How do you say her last name?
Doffenbach, but we could just say Paige to make it easier. Paige was very, very quick in, what was that, the GT3 league that we were in, that we broadcasted a few seasons back. I'm looking here. Not able to get up ahead. Edric Reyes just ahead, just came out of the pits. Luke Patrick up in the lead, but let's take a look real quick. Let's bring up the pit stop laps. Luke Patrick has not pitted yet. So Edric Reyes is currently in the lead of the LMP2 X class. So Luke Patrick probably pitted on lap 1 after an incident, get a fast repair. So still going to have to get that fuel to finish out. Right now, Edric Reyes leading the way. Paige Doffenbach second place, and then Mike Pico right behind in will be third place once Luke takes the fuel stop here. Mike all over the back of Paige, heading through turns 10, 11, and 12. Oh, they split the GTE there of Brian Froh and the BMW. Ooh. It is just wild to watch, especially on the curvy bits. This is one thing to watch the LMP2X's overtake on the straights, but going through the corners, just carving them up and then diving in and out. Oh, that is Franklin Edwards there on the outside. You saw, oh goodness, Riley Mills, Kelly McQueen, and Michael Rhodes having meatballs. So let's see what happened with that really quick. Let's see what happened with Kelly McQueen first. Oh, goodness.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is... If Kelly doesn't have a fast repair, that's a race ender right there. See what happened with Riley Mills. Oh
no. Oh no.
Oh man, that is some serious damage there. So jumping back, Michael Rhodes also has a meatball and in the pit lane. Jump to the pit. See if we can see what happened with him. Yeah, Riley Mills is up there in the fight for the podium. Oh, goodness. Oh, we got a massive incident behind that back there. We'll see what happened with that real quick. Nope. I think this is Blaze Scheid coming up to, coming up to the hairpin here.
Oh, no.
Oh, and then there's a stack-up effect after that. Holy cow. Unfortunate.
Now I'm surprised I don't see a full course yellow here, but
yeah, we're gonna take a look at from the Colin and Cavan view here. Let's Blaze up ahead. So this is Colin. Oh goodness. It's nowhere to go. There was LMP2s going on the inside of that GTE that ended up coming up. I think that was Calvin Menez there that was ended up rear-ending Colin. That means Edric Raya is up into the lead of the LMP2X, and Paige Doffenbaugh in second, Mike Pico in third. Mike Pico hot on Paige's tail. Jumping down to the GTE ones, you got David Barkley, Charles Keane, and Richard Sidursky as we just passed 40 minutes. And then the GTE 2s, Tristan Barnard, Jeremiah Sodden, and Isaac Schlittenhart. Your top three for each class in this season opener here at Sebring International Raceway. It has been a wild one and in all the right ways, I would say. Tons of action on track. Woo. Man, that was that was a rough entry into the hairpin there. Els watching that stack up.
It's just a little parking lot pimping. You know how it goes, TJ.
On board with Mike Pico as he makes his way through up to tower turn here. This is Els' nemesis. I will agree, it is one of the difficult corners to kind of thread the needle on. I have more trouble with turn 17 just because the bumps, they get to me. I don't know why they get to me. Oh, it's a Paige, a little wiggle up ahead of Mike there. That was the turn there that you see everyone goes outside the what should be track limits there, but that's the racing line. So a really interesting factoid there. What you got else?
I'm thinking Paige may have not taken tires and said, you know what, I'm going to push it all the way to the end. And I think Mike Pico, will have the advantage in the end. And I think that's the reason why we're seeing a little bit of untidiness in the exits from Paige.
Yeah, that does make sense with the 10% extra power that these cars have and the 100 pounds less weight. These cars being so light, having more power, more prone to sliding on corner exits. So you can really use up your rear tires very quickly if you're not used to it. So always a gamble. Always, tire strategy plays a huge part in both sim racing and real racing. So we'll see if that pays off for Paige. I think you might be right though, Els. Paige jumped up pretty far in the order during the pit stop window. So we'll see what happens as the session comes to a close here. Coming up on 43 and a half minutes in, so we got 17 and a half minutes remaining, or 16 and a half minutes remaining. If you treat the tires nicely and see if the weather's changed all that much, it has not. Still really good conditions for racing here. Uncharacteristic, I would say, conditions for racing. It is only 10:09 in the morning sim time, so the Florida heat has not yet hit the track in full force, but oh goodness, it was Joshua Jordan going wide there in turn 1, and Connor Broussard is gonna take that position into 11th in the LMP2X class. Jump back, David Barkley Got about a 6% or 6%, 6-second lead on Charles Keane, both in BMWs. And Richard Sidursky, third place in a Porsche GTE. And jumping down to Tristan Barnard, leading the GTE 2 class. Now, if things stay the way they are, I mean, we're gonna interview Charles anyway, if he remains in second place, and we'll see if that class changes from GTE2 to GTE1. I think it seems to be the logical conclusion, being all the way up there, fighting for second place in the GTE1 class. We jump down to Jeremy Stevens, who is fighting Alexander Zinzer for 7th position in the GTE1 class. It's Isaiah Schlittenhart up ahead. Oh! I think it was Luke Patrick.
Oh, no.
Well, let's see what happened here with Luke Patrick. Did he get a tire off? Did. Well, it stayed out of the wall, so no harm, no foul, other than losing some time. Oh my goodness. While we were watching that replay, Alexander Zinzer crashed. So we were watching this battle between Alexander and Jeremy Stevens, and he locks up going into the hairpin. Uses the escape row to get back on, so that means Jeremy Stevens jumps up into 7th position. Now back up at the head of the overall field in the LMP2X class. Paige Doffenbaugh has put a gap on Mike Pico, almost 2 seconds, and is now hunting down Edric Reyes for the win here. Just under 15 minutes remaining here in the season opener at Sebring. And we might have some high drama at the top of the order here in the LMP2X class.
I'm all here for it, TJ. This is great racing. KCRL, LMP2s, GTEs at Sebring. Optimum weather. It's looking good, TJ. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. We'll see if that traffic comes into play. Now, I can say that, if you're able to treat your tires really well, it's obviously a huge advantage, especially in the later stages of the race here. And if you can treat them well enough, you might be able to not change them. So if things stay the way they are, we'll have to ask Paige in the interview room if tires were changed or not during their pit stop. So very, very interesting stuff. We're going to jump back to Max Krause and Colin Johnson here, duking it out for 5th and 6th position. As Max goes up the inside. And it takes over 5th position. Now Colin is going to be on the attack here. It's going to get a little bit of a draft. That's Clayton Sanchez in 4th position, just up ahead of them. So still that 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Well, not 3rd, but 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Still really close. Clayton Sanchez, Max Krause, and Colin Johnson. Again, as we've seen a number of LMP2s, no ABS on these cars, so with the tires starting to degrade, getting later and later in the session, one mistake can spell disaster for one and triumph for someone else. So we'll see what happens. So Max Krause trying to get by Clayton Sanchez here to move up into 4th position. And what do you know? Mike Pico has just gotten by Paige Doffenbaugh. Paige went off track. So let's see what happened with that to give Mike Pico 2nd place. So going into the hairpin. Just over Cooks. A little too hot going in there. Mike Pico's going to go into 2nd position here. He's got about 3.5 seconds up to Edric Reyes, who's leading the race. with just over 10 minutes remaining. We'll see if he can chew that lead down and make a fight for the lead, as he was leading earlier in this race. Jump back to Colin Johnson and Clayton Sanchez. They are still duking it out for that 5th position. Heading down the Almond Straight here. I think Clayton got a little bit better of an exit there coming out of turn 16. Onto the front straight. You see that this is mounted on the front bumper. How much bumping around Sebring is.
Classic Sebring.
Yep, it's a real test of the reliability of the cars, especially for that 12 hours of Sebring, which is the full IMSA class with the GTPs, the LMP2s, and the GT3 cars. So all those cars really getting any sort of reliability issues highlighted with how bumpy this track is. And over 12 hours, it's usually hot. It's got everything here. That is David Barkley up ahead of Clayton and Colin here. David Barkley still leading the GTE 1 class. As we said earlier, is his birthday. Not sure what age he is, but we're gonna say he's 29. Or 29 with experience.
Well, TJ, I imagine his advantage has to be his unit of a computer that he's probably running in this league in that BMW.
Yeah, DLB Precision, one of the Odyssey Motorsports TV sponsors, built some pretty incredible personalized PCs, so probably has a huge advantage with top tier equipment. So definitely that, along with his driver skill. We've seen David Barkley before. He is pretty darn quick, usually up there fighting for podiums on the regular. So don't want to take it too much away from his skill, but definitely probably has a PC that's really running well for him with DLB Precision. But jumping back up to our top 3 in the LMP2 X class, Edric Rice, Mike Pico, and Paige Doffenbaugh. Not nose to tail anymore, so I don't know if there was traffic that separated them out, or if just the tires are starting to let go, as we just under 8 minutes remaining in the season opener. You haven't heard anything from Race Control, have you, Els?
You know, that's a good question. I've been just watching the race.
Fair enough.
I do not see anything in the chat, particularly for me.
Okay.
At the moment, nope.
Oh, I would imagine with the amount of cars on track that Race Control has been just absolutely slammed. I'm sure he's very, very busy. But haven't heard anything. No safety cars. We're within that final 10-minute window, so there will be no safety cars for this race for sure. But we'll see what happens in later races further up the season. Jumping down to Tristan Bernard, still leading the way. He's got a 38.5-second gap to second place in the GTE2 class. Tristan kind of putting on a clinic in that GTE2 class. Driving a heck of a race. Let's see. We're going to jump to... We've got a 3-way battle here with Blaze Scheid, Joshua Landrum, and Alexander Zinzer here in the GT1 class for 8th, 9th, and 10th, or no, excuse me, 9th, 10th, and 11th. These three nose to tail. Oh, goodness. Keeping an eye. Now Max Krause and Mike Pico have caught up to Paige Doffenbaugh. So with just under 6 minutes remaining, we're going to keep an eye on that gap. Max Krause up on Mike Pico. Actually going to jump up to them. So both go touch grass teammates here, fighting for that final podium position in the LMP2X class. On board with Mike Pico as he headed through turn 10, coming up the tower. Max Krause right on that rear bumper of Mike Pico. Into the 14, 15, and 16 complex here as you see them dive out to the outside before heading onto the right-hander onto the Almond Straight. Now on board with Max. Let's see if, I haven't really seen that much drafting happen. Oh, takes the inside line on Mike Pico into turn 17. They're side by side. They're bumping around. Little bit of contact. Still side by side as they head down the front straight. Mike got ahead for a little bit there, but now Mike's going to be on the inside for turn 1. And they switch up. Oh my goodness. Now, you know the racing rule when it comes to team racing, right, Els?
Enlighten me, TJ.
Do not wreck your teammate. Mike Pico stays ahead in third right now, but Max Krause hot on his heels. We got right at 4 minutes remaining, so with the times, maybe 2 or so more laps, that these two are going to duke it out for that final podium position in the LMP2X class. We're going to stay with them. We'll see if any traffic. We got Brad Jorgensen up ahead of him there. So we'll see if Mike uses it as a moving pick or if Max can use it as a moving pick. And Brad just dives out of the way, so that is not an issue at all. Remember, that is Paige Doffenbaugh just ahead of them in second place. You see the white-colored LMP2. Yes, Oliver Brooks, don't wreck your teammate. That is 100% the number one rule in team racing. Here we go. A good drive from Max out of turn 16 on Mike Pico. Let's see if he makes a move again. We got a back marker or a... There's Blaze Scheid up ahead. Let's see what happens going into 17. Oh, there's contact! Mike Pico got into Blaze Scheid. He cut it a little too close, and that's going to be curtains for Mike Pico. That LMP2's destroyed. No. He's not going to be able to turn. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Tears.
Let's see what it looks like on board with Mike Pico as we're heading up into turn 17. I think he just misjudged it. Oh, no. Blaze started to turn in. Oh, that's unfortunate for Mike Pico. He had a heck of a race.
Jolly Willikers.
Well, Max Krause up into third place. He's got a podium position. He's got almost 4 seconds as we're coming up on 2 minutes remaining here for round 1 of the Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. Wow. And that's multi-class racing for you. It happens to the best of us. I've seen it happen multiple times. It's only happened to me once, where I definitely made the wrong decision at a time a faster car was overtaking. But it's something that you learn over time. So Mike Pico in the pit, probably done for the race for tonight. Was up there fighting for the podium. But we're gonna jump back to let's see. Drake Smith has worked his way from that. Lap 1, turn 1, and so we got Chris Becco has moved his way up into 11th. Remember, there's 20 LMP2Xs, so they obviously dropped to the back of that. They have worked their way halfway up the LMP2X field. Drake Smith in 13th, just behind him here. We got 1 minute remaining. What were the chances? We were watching that happen. That was wild, Hills.
Multi-class racing, TJ. I mean, the GTE was turning in, and the LMP had somewhere to go.
Well, I mean, that was at the end of the Ullman Straight 2. The speed differential huge on these LMP2s with the weight reduction and the added power. So not something that you might be used to. And we saw the contact and those curtains from there. But Edric Reyes has driven a heck of a race. There's been some kind of accordion effect between the gap between him in second place throughout the second half of the race. But right now, a good almost 2 seconds ahead of Page. And probably 1 lap remaining here. So I did not see the white flag on the last lap here. So we'll see as let's go down the Ullman Straight. Turn 17 should be white flag here. We'll see if the checker flag comes out. Then it was the checker flag. We missed the white flag as we were watching that battle. Yep, this is the checker flag. So Edric Reyes gonna take the win in the LMP2 X class for the season opener. Paige Doffenbaugh, second place. Max Kraus, third place. Jumping back to David Barkley, who is leading the GTE 1 class. It's a little whiles back. Looks like Tristan Barnard in the GTE 2 class has already crossed the finish line. So taking the win. I think Tristan, a new add to the season this year. And just a straight and a corner left, and David Barkley gets the birthday present of winning the season opener in the GTE 1 class for season 12 of the Kansas City Racing Leagues. A heck of a race from him. Over 12 seconds, the gap back to Charles Keane. So a try. Oh, hang on there. Hang on there. All right, he's made it.
Boy. Hold on there, birthday boy.
Jeremiah Saladin's going to come in second place in the GTE 2 class, and then Calvin Menezes. Goodness gracious. Calvin Menezes is going to be in third place. Richard Soderski coming in third place in the GTE 1 class. Charles Keane in second. So we got a number of cars still trying to get across the line here. Blaze Scheid, who was involved in that incident, coming around turn 17. 15th in the GTE 1 class. As you see from that picture on the bottom, Blaze does lawnmower racing out in the Heartland. Pretty cool stuff. Calvin Menez, I think he's already completed another lap. So, gotta say, a heck of a race. So let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial results. So we're going to start with the LMP2X class, new class for this season. Edric Reyes is going to take the season opener win. Paige Doffenbaugh in second place. Max Kraus in third place. Clayton Sanchez in fourth place. Colin Johnson in fifth place. Parker Clardy in sixth place. Seventh place, Michael Hamilton. Eighth place, Salvador Castro. Luke Patrick in ninth. 10th is Joshua Jordan. Guy Burkhart is in 11th. Chris Becco, 12th. Drake Smith, 13th. Connor Broussard in 14th. Aiden Anatafong, 15th. Mike Pico in 16th. 17th is Jake Van Hees. Riley Mills is in 18th. Kelly McQueen, 19th. And Michael Rhodes, 20. That's just the first class. Now, jumping over to the GTE 1, we're going to put an asterisk next to... Oh, we got to go up a page. Hang on. Had David Barkley cut off there. David Barkley, happy birthday to you. Congratulations on the win. Charles Keane, we're going to put an asterisk next to that right now. I think this is the class for him, the GTE 1, clearly coming in second place. Richard Soderski in third place. Kyle Shook in fourth place. Christian La Rochelle in fifth place. Jeremy Stevens in sixth place. Joe Harkness in 7th place, Nate Hallistek in 8th place, Joshua Landrum in 9th place, Alexander Zinzer 10th, 11th Kyle McDonald, 12th Brad Jorgensen, Johnny Saladas 13th, Colton Wheat is 14th, Blaze Scheid 15th, Alex Good 16th, Mark Blizzard 17th, Benjamin Gallant 18th, and then Emil Toe did not start the race, was in 19th, GTE 1. Now GTE 2, Tristan Barnard takes the season opener win with Jeremiah Sada in 2nd place, Kevin Menez in 3rd place, Brian Froh in 4th place, Carson Kinsel in 5th place, 6th place, Franklin Edwards, 7th place, Isaiah Schlittenhart, 8th place, AJ Hempy, Michael Brockart, 9th place, Linda Barkley 10th, and Eric Barner is in 11th place. So we got a ton of people in, excuse me, we got a ton of people in the waiting room. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Edric Reyes, or Reyes. I'm going to have to ask him, how does one pronounce that? But Edric Reyes, we're going to bring him in and talk to him about his race win. Edric, a huge congratulations. Oh, he just jumped back. Hang on. Edric, you there?
Hello, yeah.
Hey, congratulations on your win in the LMP2 X class. A heck of a race from you, a busy track out there. How was the season opener for you?
It was pretty wild, especially with that turn 1 little party. But once that happened, I was just trying to stay with the pack and see where I finished. But once that happened, the strategy just changed. Literally in turn 1, I was just trying to not overcook the tires and just keep up with the leaders.
All right. Well, so this LMP2X, so it's 10% more power, 50 kilograms lighter. Is it? Els and I were asking the fuel consumption. Is it more than the regular LMP2? Does the weight help? How's the tire wear? How is it out there? Especially winning, the class. How was it for you out there?
It definitely consumes more fuel. The extra power makes the exits quite a bit more difficult because just the tiniest bit of throttle makes the rear end want to kick out. So it's just about timing the exit so you can late enough to where you can confidently get on throttle, but not too late to where you're just losing speed. But yeah, a lot more fuel usage, so I had to feel safe for pretty much all of the race. When I think I was P4, P5, I was just trying to feel safe the whole time and just being careful on corner exit due to the increased power.
All right. Well, again, a huge congrats winning the season opener. Always really awesome. Some really, really impressive drivers in this LMP2X field. So tip of the hat to you. Congrats on your win. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give tonight?
Yeah, I think you just want to shout out team I drive with, Purple Rain Motorsports. There were some of us in the race, but shout out to them.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week for round 2.
Yep. See you next week.
All right. That was Edric Reyes, your LMP2X winner. Jumping over to the GTE 1, we're going to bring in the birthday boy, and I see in the chat, Oliver Brooks heard a little birdie say Els was going to sing happy birthday. So Els, I'll let you decide what's going on with that. This is David Barkley, your GTE 1 winner. Take it away.
David Barkley, happy birthday and congratulations on the opening win for the GTE. How was that race tonight?
Man, that was fun. I knew kind of going into it, I needed to get a little small padding at the beginning if I was able to, and fuel save. Because not only does fuel saving save fuel, but it saves tires, and that was huge. So,
well, with the 12-second, I believe it was 12 seconds ahead, you put on a show today.
I'm gonna go back and watch it, but I want to say that traffic probably had some to do with that, because there at the beginning, Charles was right on me. I wasn't leaving him. I put a small gap on him on lap 1, I think maybe second or third lap he was within 2.5 seconds, and I was not pulling away from him. He was inching. And so, yeah, no, it was, I think traffic probably had something to do with that, if I had to guess. So I won't take that
Well,
credit.
You should take credit for traffic management, however, because 12 seconds is pretty significant. So great job.
Thank you.
Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while we're on the broadcast and your birthday today?
Oh man, yeah, no. Thank you for that. Dakota for sure for putting this on, and doing race control all by his lonesome this season. And of course, you guys for putting this on. And I'll shout out to Miss Linda Barkley for putting up with my racing addiction.
That's very understandable. And congratulations. Happy birthday once again. I'm not going to sing. They said I was going to sing, but...
Oh, man, really?
Oh, man, here we go.
You're going to have to pre-record something. I mean, it's something. You know what? I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, I mean, TJ got to do it with me now.
Oh, yeah, I'll help.
If we're gonna do this, I can't be the only one now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations. Happy birthday, David.
Love it. Thank you guys so much.
Great win. And
right.
You have a wonderful night, David.
You guys do too.
All right, a little bit of birthday celebrations there for David Barkley. And while I seem to be doing all right as a broadcaster, singing not nearly my strong suit, so just did the best I could.
Hey, you did better than me.
We're gonna bring in our GTE2 winner, Tristan Bernard, and we will see how that race was for him. Tristan, congratulations on the season opening win in the GTE2 class. Oh, wow, you just jumped out again. Tristan, are you
Sorry
there?
about that. I'm here.
No worries. Congrats on the win in the GTE2 class for the season opener. How was that race out there for you tonight?
It was a ton of fun. So this is my first league I've participated in. So I think it was lap one, just trying to be super cautious and get through lap one and then drive a clean race to the end. So yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Well, I mean, as a first league race to take your maiden win and the season opening win, always, I mean, you can't do much better than that. So huge congrats there. We saw the traffic. We saw the LMP2Xs, slice it in through the traffic. Was traffic an issue for you out there, or were you able to manage that pretty well?
I feel like was able to manage it pretty well. It definitely makes you sweat a little bit when that LMP2X came up behind you. The closing speed was pretty quick, so definitely just trying to make sure I gave them the space to continue their race, but and try not to have any contact. So, but I think it was pretty manageable throughout the race.
All right. Well, Tristan, a 55 plus second gap back to second place in the GTE2 field. You put on kind of a clinic there on how to win in style, especially with your first league race. Did you have any shout outs that you'd like to give tonight?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought coming in here, I thought I took P2 to Charles Keane.
Yeah.
I thought Charles took P1 for the GET2, but honestly, just a big shout out to all the staff that's put this on. I'm super excited for this whole season. So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you next week for round 2.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Tristan. Yeah, we'll have to talk with Dakota about Charles. I'm sorry, second place, 12 seconds to second place in the GT1. If this is a win, it's most likely he's going to get moved to that. But we're going to jump back over to our LMP2X winners. We'll finish out the podium of the people that are waiting. So we got Paige Adafenbaugh, Els second place in the LMP2 X class. Take it away.
Paige, how are we doing tonight? Congratulations on second place in the LMP2s. How was that race?
Thank you. That was intense. That was a lot. That's the first multi-class I've done in a while. That was a lot of fun.
Now, I seen you wiggling a little bit in the end of the race. Did you not take tires?
I did not. I couldn't remember if they were free with fuel or not. So I just said, I'm not risking it. I'm just going to go out on what I got. And rode them to the end. Made it work.
You made it work. You had a little bit of a hiccup, but you made it work. Congratulations to you. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
No. Shout out Dakota for putting this on and dealing with the inevitable flood of race control stuff he's got to do. And, the shout out to you guys for the awesome broadcast. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. And shout out to you for the great racing.
Thank you.
And you have a wonderful night. We will
You as
see
well,
you
guys.
next
Thank
week.
you.
All right, that was Paige Doffenbaugh, second place LMP2 X class. We got Max Kraus. We're going to bring in real quick, and we'll talk to him, and then move on to the GTE1 finishing podium members. Max, congrats on the third place. We were watching the battle between you and Clayton all throughout the race there. How was that for you? How was that season opener?
Dude, it was super fun. It was super tough. I like the multi-class. It really adds quite the crazy twist to the racing, and it's almost more about who can manage the traffic better rather than overall pace.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching your battle, and then in the GTE1 and GTE2 cars, the LMP2X is just kind of slicing through the field, especially a track like Sebring, which is, it's kind of designed for multi-class racing with the 12 hours of Sebring. It looked like a ton of fun. Did you take tires on your pit stop, or did you not?
I did. Me and my teammate Mike, he took I took tires and he didn't take tires. We said kind of just to see which one's going to be better. And it's one of those moments where it was like 3 more laps I would have won the race. But yeah, I took tires and it was super close at the end, but I'm glad to pull out a podium in the end.
Yeah, we were actually watching you both when that contact was made with Mike Pico going into 17, so that was pretty wild. But a huge congrats to you, Max. Do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give tonight?
Yeah, pretty much just the whole Go Touch Grass team. Those guys are awesome. They set me up with everything that I run. And yeah, those guys are awesome sauce.
All right. Well, thanks, Max. Congrats on the third place, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Max Kraus. So that closes out the podium for the LMP2X. We're gonna bring up Charles Keene. And Els, if you want, I can interview him, and then you can interview the remainder. So you good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we'll bring in Charles Keene. So Charles, a huge congrats on the race tonight. So we had you in the paperwork in the GTE2 class, but you were second overall in all the GTEs. So I think even if you're in the GTE2 class, you're probably going to get bumped up to the GTE1 class. You have the pace. So we got you right now second in the GTE1 class. I'm pretty sure that's where you're going to end up. But how was the race out there? It looked congested on the circuit. How was it for you out there?
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what was going to happen after this race. Honestly, I'd attribute the pace to just the track. I feel like for whatever reason, Sebring and I really click well together. Not sure how well the pace will be at the rest of the tracks, but this one was super fun. First league race I've ever done. So I had a blast. As far as the congestion on the track goes, definitely the multi-class aspect was present for sure. Trying to think. I think the only time that I really got stuck up was on one of the opening laps. I got stuck behind a lapped GTE that was in the middle of a pack of P2s. So that cost me a couple of seconds for sure. But other than that, it was just fun navigating the traffic. And yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, again, you're the second person we interviewed tonight that this is their first league race. So a heck of a way to start on the podium for the season opener. So huge congrats there. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give tonight?
Yeah, thank you. I guess I'll shout out Carson Kinsel. He's the one who found the post for the league on Facebook Marketplace and got us in here. So shout out Carson, and then Dakota as well. For I'm sure this is a whole headache to put on. So shout out to Dakota for doing that.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna let you know Carson Kinsel is blowing up our chat right now with "Let's Go Charlie." So he appreciates
that does not surprise me
as well. Well, a huge congrats again on the podium. And we are looking forward to seeing you next week.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. That was Carson, or excuse me, that wasn't Carson Kinsel. He's in the chat. That was Charles Keene, who is most likely going to be in the GTE 1 class moving forward. We're going to bring in Richard Sidursky. Els, take it away.
Richard, congratulations. I believe you're going to have a third place podium, but technically it was second place.
Correct.
How was that race tonight?
A little chaos on lap 1, which set me back to like P17 or 18th, and had to drive it back to the front. So other than that, it was pretty good.
Wow, I didn't even realize that was the situation. That's pretty interesting to hear. How was your tire wear throughout the entire race?
I started to, before I went into the pits, I did start to save the tires a little bit. But they started falling off in the last couple laps, I think. But other than that, they were good.
All right. And did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while you're on broadcast?
Of course, we're going to shout out Dakota's great start to the season, and Savage Sim Racing, obviously our sponsor, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Guys, of course.
Oh, thank you. And you have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week.
Yes, thank you.
What track are we at, TJ, next week?
We are at Monza next week.
We will be seeing you at Monza.
Yes, I'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was Richard Richard Sidursky, third place in the GTE 1 class, and we're going to bring up Jeremiah Saladin in the GTE 2 class. Els, why don't you take this one as well?
Jeremiah Saladin, how are we doing tonight? How was that race? Congratulations.
Great. Doing great, guys. Thank you. The race was good. I don't like that track that much, so I'm glad that it's over. But excited for the new season, so I'm glad the first race is out of the way.
Well, hearing that you don't like the track is actually a surprise, but glad to see that you did well. How was the tire wear for you?
Thank you. I actually thought it was okay. I didn't struggle with it too bad. Maybe I'm just going slower than everybody else, but it didn't eat away at them as much as I thought it would.
Okay. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while you're on broadcast?
Just make it tradition. Shout out to my mom. My family, I think, was watching. So thanks again, guys, for being here for this season. Excited.
Absolutely. You have a great night.
You too.
All right, that was Jeremiah Saladin, a second place or third place asterisk in the GTE 2 class. That is all of our podium finishers for tonight. We're getting close on to an hour 45 minutes of broadcasting, so we're probably going to close it out here with that. Els, any final thoughts on the season opener, season 12 here at Sebring?
TJ, I'm proud to be a part of this league and in any regard. Just being able to watch it, it's professionally put together in the iRacing community. I think so. It's just a good look. I mean, look at how the just the energy that you're getting back from the drivers. They're loving it. We're loving it. I wonder how Dakota's feeling. I mean, come on. I mean,
I imagine it's
I'm
good.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I imagine it's good. I know it's a lot to put together. The rule book has been curated over the last few seasons. We got some new additions with the true multi-class racing, as we had, multiple classes, but all the same class of actual car the last few seasons. I had a blast. It was an absolute Dakota went in the YouTube chat, said that he's fine, but I had a great time, and it was super exciting. I'm looking forward to Monza next week, another a high-speed track with a crazy first kind of corner, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm looking forward to the season. 50 drivers. That is incredible, with more signed up that weren't able to make it tonight. So we're going to see this league just continue to kind of blossom with the great racing standards between the drivers and, great rules and great management from the league owners. So it's really awesome to be a part of it. But with that being said, that's going to conclude our coverage of the Season 12 opener of the Kansas City Racing League's Savage Sim Racing Sports Car Championship. A huge thanks to all the drivers who participated tonight, all 50 of them, and to Dakota running the race control solo. Absolutely incredible. I'm TJ Yankee.
And I'm Lesean Young-Dilworth.
And that's going to conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you back next week for round 2 at the Cathedral of Speed, Monza. Thank you and good night.